Give our grill a go. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
And hi, everybody. Great to see you. I'm Phil Shaner alongside Emory Hunt on the Sports Fever Television Network. Howard with their second game in conference play. They lost last week to Hampton, and they hand the keys over to a sophomore quarterback in Kalen Johnson. But we'll probably see two quarterbacks tonight for Howard.
And Kalen Johnson is an outstanding player, a guy that can do it with his arm as well as with his legs, and they're going to need both of those tonight against Morgan State. Very tough defense.
Morgan State coming off a bye week, and their playmaker on offense, Orlando Johnson. OJ, he's averaging 5 yards a carry. Dangerous player.
And a dynamic player, a guy that can do a lot of damage on the ground as well as a receiver. And when you have dual threat talents like he does, it makes it very tough to defend.
It is the Bears and the Bison. Morgan State looking for their third straight win over their rival from D.C. It's a MEAC Saturday night special on the Sports Fever Television Network. Kickoff is coming up.
Would not play if he was 70 to 80%. He's on the sidelines with a
Thompson, and Cooper Clarkin is their center. We'll meet the defense for Howard in a second. So a 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line for Morgan State. And they give the football out to their playmaker, Orlando Johnson. Johnson with a nice pickup, picks up 11 yards and a first down for the Bears.
Yeah, that offensive line, you talked about it. It's a trench mob, but that's a big group. And I like how they're going to the perimeter early to loosen things up to where they can run downhill later.
So 11-yard pickup on the first play. And the pass is incomplete by Andrews. And Andrews really new to the system, so he comes over and, you know, I guess it's a work in progress for a quarterback that was at Wagner, transfers in. And let's take a look at the Howard defense. Howard comes in with this defensive lineup, and the defensive ends are tough. Watch out for Johnson and Day and Rollins, the linebackers, and Lee. And solid for the defense. They're expecting a lot out of that Howard defense. And again, Orlando Johnson gets the carry. There you see the secondary. Dunn is very dangerous. So is Johnson. And watch Banks. He can cover on the outside for Howard.
Yeah, Johnson is a pro prospect that a lot of coaches like, and they like his range. They like his ability to play the run as well as drop back in coverage.
So the official staff talking down the field. We'll wait to see what the flag is. And you're going to have a lot of that in a rivalry game.
Yeah.
Shot to the face, so that moves them 15 yards. That was a problem last week for Howard. Too many penalties, over 100 yards of penalties last week in their MEAC opener, and that was a concern for the Howard coaching staff.
Yeah, coaches tell you don't beat yourself, and you can't have those penalties.
So a 1st and 10 from the 44 in Howard territory, over the middle, and the catch is made. And Morgan State is trying to light it up with a touchdown, and they have the first score of the game. Touchdown, Bears!
Big Willie Gillis drives down the field, rumbles down the field for a touchdown. That was a heck of a throw, heck of a read, and you saw Morgan strike quick with the passing game.
So Gillis across the middle with the touchdown. That was good for a 44-yard touchdown, and the Bears are on the board. Alex Rea will be on for the extra point. So what a way to start in their first night game since 2010, a 44-yard touchdown pass, Andrews to Gillis. Reyes was very busy 2 weeks ago in their loss to Marshall. But what a way to start. An orange out for Morgan State and the Bears on campus against their rival. 44-yard touchdown pass. Reyes' extra point is up and good. And Morgan is no good, just misses. No good on the extra point, but the touchdown counts for 6, and the Bears with an early lead, 6-0 over Howard on the Sports Fever Television Network. In the NFL, coaching the wide receivers for the Indianapolis Colts. So let's take a look at Morgan State and their defense. Franklin, 6'3", 280 junior. Roberts, big sophomore, 6'4", 250. The linebacker, senior captain Greg Gibson, currently had 12 tackles in the Week 2 loss. Whitaker moved from outside to inside, and all MEAC first teamer at the corner. Hall is outstanding, and they have 2 sophomores the Bears do at safety. 2nd and 6, a 4-yard pickup for Howard after that run by Parker. So Parker's going to get most of the carries with Filia out because of disciplinary actions, and that was came to us late. So 2nd and 6 from the 22, and Morgan State already has struck first. The high snap. Johnson just had to throw that football away.
Yeah, good job corralling that snap in. Although it was high, he had to stay calm and make something happen. He was able to get rid of it before he took a big loss. And I like how Coach Harrell is coming out, approaching this game. You know, you don't want one guy to be bigger than the team. He was able to suspend.
Picks up a few yards.
And I like how they're running against this 3-4 defense. That's one thing you can do to combat the pressure. You can calm it down by running right downhill, and they're doing a great job of that on their opening drive.
There's Greg Gibson on your screen, the linebacker, outstanding. From Houston, Texas, one of the top defensive players in the conference. 2nd and 8 from the 37 for the Bison. Robinson will pull it away from Parker and keep the football on the right side. Looks for a block, and he is tackled by Greg Gibson, the linebacker, waiting for him to stop him after just a yard of a gain. Gibson's tough at the linebacker position. He really takes away the edge.
And you like how they're playing physical up front. They see that Howard wants to try to run the football, so you got guys being aggressive in their rush lanes, doing a great job in getting off blocks and forcing Johnson to string that out a little bit longer than he wanted to. And great job making a tackle.
Passing down now, 3rd and 9 from the 36 for Howard. They look to the sidelines. Check on the play. They have 3 wideouts to the bottom of your screen. Just underway, Baltimore, Maryland, Morgan State University. MEAC opener for the Bears. Robinson has time to throw the football. Now the pressure comes. Has to step up in the pocket, and it's intercepted. And another Morgan State touchdown to the house for the score and the interceptions. That's Carl Grinas, the D-back, the sophomore from New Jersey. Just was standing in front of that Robinson pass, and a pick six, and Morgan State's back on the board. What a play there, Emory.
Well, you have to like that play right there if you're Garnes, because, again, you're watching the eyes of the quarterback, and it was a simple route concept, but there was no one open. So if you're the quarterback, you want to throw that ball away. He threw it in harm's way, ended up getting picked off, and also the double whammy getting brought back to the house.
Running in for the score, Carl Garnis, the 3rd interception of the season for Morgan State. There is a penalty down on the 20.
Facing a big offensive line like Howard is.
Sports Fever Television Network. 44-yard line. A 23-yard pickup for Parker. And Gibson on the stop again for Morgan State.
Nice play design right there. The delayed draw coming back to the opposite side of the field. Pop for a big gain.
So the biggest gain for Howard so far tonight. Gets him up to the 44-yard line with a 1st and 10. And the give to Parker again, trying to fight for some extra yards. Ends up getting a yard on that play. So 9:28 to go, first quarter from Morgan State University. Night football back on campus, first time since 2010. 2nd and 9 from the 43.
Howard has had some success running the football, so you want to see them stick with it throughout the game.
And they are known, that's their specialty, to run that football. Coach Ferrier talked about that before this game, that the Bison like to run, of course, playing without their top running back tonight. And Phil Yao not on the field this evening because of disciplinary reasons. This time Johnson will throw it. Man wide open, 1st down and more. Down to the 25-yard line, and a big pickup for the Bison. And another 1st down. Completion there to Johnson. Johnson, the sophomore from Detroit, Michigan, with the catch. And another 1st down for Howard. So they're getting their offense going here now. Getting it down to the 24-yard line in Bear territory.
That was a great job right there, getting open, finding yourself open. Lemonnier found himself wide open there, the wide receiver junior out of Miami.
So 1st and 10 for Howard from the Bears' 24-yard line. Down 6-0. It's the 44-yard touchdown pass by Morgan State. Coach Ferrier talked about a fast start, and that's what they had in this one, under the lights. Pass to the end zone. They want 6, and in and out of the hands, almost caught. Would have been a great grab by Robert Mercer, but he couldn't come down with it.
You like the effort there, reaching out, diving for the football, but you see how they're trusting Johnson to continue to play through his mistake, making a great throw to the corner of the end zone, just a hair out of his reach for a touchdown.
And Mercer was wide open. He had a lot of space there. But now a 2nd and 10.
Morgan State 24-yard line.
From the Bears 24, Howard trying to answer. Their second game in the MEAC, they lost last week to Hampton. They're 0-3. They played some heavyweights. They lost to Maryland and Rutgers to start the season. Of course, Morgan State had a bye week. They played Marshall 2 weeks ago and then opened the season against Holy Cross out of the Patriot League. This will be a keeper for Johnson. Fights his way to the
as his game wears on.
Howard had some problems in the red zone as Johnson.
Otherwise, he can run for at least 200 yards in this ball game.
Dakota Lebowski will be on for the extra point for Howard.
Men's hair goes through a lot, so make sure it's me.
From the 2-yard line for Howard, Parker's been the guy that's been getting it done for the Bison. 7 carries, 65 yards. Can he cap it off with a touchdown? Yes, he can. Parker in the end zone for the Howard touchdown from 2 yards out to tie the game at 6-all. He was the workhorse. Well. They gave it back to him.
He is running well today, and you like to see that. It just brings a smile to my face as a former running back to see a guy just really take over this game for this offensive Howard, and they're going to have to find a way to stop him. Otherwise, he can run for at least 200 yards in this ball game.
Dakota Lebowski will be on for the extra point for Howard, trying to give them a 1-point lead. In a touchdown pass, Andrews Gillis. Now Morgan State will get another opportunity on offense. Rudy Norwood on the return for Morgan State. Phil Shaner, Emory Hunt, Colin Riccabon, our third member of our crew. Let's go down to the sideline to Colin.
Hey guys, 77th meeting between these two schools, separated by 45 minutes. But when you look at where the series has been played between Morgan State and Howard in recent years, San Diego, California, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Both teams happy to be back in Baltimore tonight. Howard head coach Gary Harrell says, look, when you play your rival, there's always a buzz, but this is a must-win for our football program.
Thanks, Colin. First home matchup against Howard in 7 years for Morgan State. Morgan State leads the overall series against Howard, 40-33-3. 1st and 10 from their own 33 for the Bears, trying to answer the Howard score. And the give and a nice run by Lamont Brown III. LB3 up to the 50-yard line. And a 20-yard run by LeBron Brown III.
And that's what you like, those shorter backs that can get in and behind those big offensive linemen and kind of pick and slide their way for freedom. And you see right there, good run on the opening drive right here on first down for Morgan State.
16-yard pickup for LB3, 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line for the Bears. Give to Brown again across midfield and picks up 4 yards. So they got Brown as a dangerous weapon and also Orlando Johnson. And, of course, we talked about maybe their best runner, Herb Walker Jr., injured, not able to play. He was awesome 2 years ago in 2014. Last year did not play because of some eligibility issues, and then he got hurt against Holy Cross to start the season.
You hate that for him because he's a tremendous player, one of the best running backs in the FCS, and it's unfortunate that he can't play tonight because of an injury.
So a 3-yard pickup, 2nd and 7 from the 48. Going nowhere, stopped in the backfield for a loss. LB3 was shut down in the backfield by Anglin. 6'4", 225. Anglin from Detroit, Michigan comes up and says, no, you're going to lose a couple of yards in that big play. A 3-yard loss.
Yeah, that particular time, the fan protection block on the left tackle side kind of bit him in the butt right there because he couldn't really get a good hand on him to push him out of the way, and he ended up making that play.
3rd and 10, passing down here for the Bears. Trips to the top of your screen. Solo receivers to your right. And the throw across the middle. Has a man, and the catch at the 30. Could go all the way to the house for the Bears. And another big pass play, a 49-yard touchdown strike for the Bears. And Spearman with the touchdown. Second touchdown pass by Andrews. This one goes for 49 yards to the wide receiver, the senior from Texas. Spearman with the touchdown and the big playability for the Bears.
You see that Ladarius Spearman, 6'1", 210, a senior, caught the football twice, but he finally hauled it in and was able to make a guy miss and get back into the end zone for a touchdown. So, again, we've seen the running game for Howard. We've seen the passing game strike quickly for Morgan State as they run it in for a two-point conversion. You have to be impressed by both guys' offensive output so far in this opening quarter.
And Davis gets the two-point conversion, but here's the touchdown, and you're right, he caught it twice. Spearman catches it twice for the pass from Andrews. The touchdown from 51 yards, a four-play, 67-yard drive. Only took 1:49 off the clock, and that is the big playability that they talked about in this game. This portion of the game is sponsored in part by Enterprise. Rent, buy, or share.
Good backs, and they have a really good football team, and you just think that if they can stop beating themselves, stop gotten the first down. Oh, they're saying no play.
Yeah, they're going to give him the first.
Yeah.
His tailback state of mind, he says he wants his tail.
Trying to capitalize on the special teams mistake by Morgan State on the botched punt. Rainey will take it, fights his way, has the first down. He was fighting for the sticks. He knew what he needed, and he got enough for a first.
You got to like the pace right now that Howard is operating with, because what we're starting to see, and we saw it on this past third down, is that there's no safety back deep, so expect Howard to take a shot deep down the field, probably for a score, because they've run the football successfully. They've forced Morgan State to dedicate an extra guy to the box because they can't stop the outside run, they can't stop the inside run. Now you take your shots deeper down the field with your passing game.
Kennedy made the stop, but not before the first down made by Rainey. So a 1st and 10 for Howard, the Morgan State 23-yard line. Johnson is going to run. Up the middle, gets the 20-yard line, another design run. Trying to keep the defense honest, picks up 4 yards.
And it's death by 1,000 cuts if you're a defensive player when you have an offense running downhill like this. It's like, man, what can we do to get a stop? So you try to get aggressive, you try to run blitz, and that's when you usually get gassed. So they're going to have to do a better job up front getting off these blocks.
3-yard pickup, ball's on the 20. Howard trying to cut into this 21-10 lead that Morgan State has. Johnson will throw it. Miscommunication with his wide receiver. He was going deep, and Johnson thought that he was going to cut off that route, and miscommunication there.
You see right there that came with a blitz off the outside, so he had to get rid of it quickly. And that's when you have a sight adjustment as a receiver, like, hey, I have one-on-one coverage. The blitz is coming. Maybe I can stop my route short. And that's when you have to have that communication with your quarterback.
3rd and 7 coming up for Howard. Howard has a 34-yard field goal tonight made by Austin Orr, so they are in field goal range. Orr made a 34-yarder to make it 21-10 in the second quarter. Johnson wants a touchdown, goes to the end zone, in and out of the hands. It would have been 6. And unable to hold on to the football was Robert Mercer.
We saw Mercer down on the far end in the first quarter, extend forward pass, and Mercer has to come up with this catch. This was a beautiful throw on a corner route by Johnson. That's a touchdown. You have to make that grab. That's a huge play missed, a huge play opportunity missed right there by Howard.
Mercer had it, couldn't come down with it. 4th and 7 from the 20. The Bison are going for it. At least it looks that way as they look off to the sideline, get the play. 4th and 7. They had a touchdown just dropped in the end zone by Mercer. Let's see what they do on 4th down. Johnson, time to throw the football. And a completion down to the 5-yard line, and that is a Bison first down. Big time play there. And the big catch by Kyle Anthony.
A freshman, and that's a big time play right there, because you look, falling back awkwardly, extends out and grabs the football, all hands. Great job by the freshman, making a senior-like play in a crucial situation.
He's 6'3". He's a freshman, as you mentioned, Emory, from Florida. So now a 1st and goal from the 4-yard line, and the Bison are knocking on the door. Here comes Howard. It was all Morgan State in that first quarter with those 3 long touchdown passes, and this is Howard football, the long drives, taking a lot of time off the clock. The handoff up the middle is Johnson, their big power back at 6'3", 215. Tries to work his way towards the goal line and is short down to the 1. But I guess he's the power guy. They use 3 different backs, and Johnson's been the guy on the short yardage situations.
And that's the type of back that you don't want to tackle if you're a defensive player. He's coming downhill, 6'3", 215. I'm pretty sure he's close to 230.
That's Johnson in the backfield, and Johnson's the quarterback under center. They give it to Johnson right side. He's in the end zone. Touchdown. Howard is on the board. The Bison are in. An impressive drive after that miscue on special teams by Morgan State on the bad snap to the punter, and Howard makes him pay for it.
And that's right there, just power football, just coming downhill. Big guy going low, getting into the end zone. But you have to give credit to head coach Gary Harrell for how he was able to galvanize his team and let them know, like, hey, yeah, we're down 14-0. Yeah, we're down 21-7, but we're still in this ball game. It's just one bite of the apple at a time to get right back in it. And now you see these guys going for 2, try to make it down by 3.
Going for 2. Johnson to the air, and the 2-point conversion is good by Howard. Avery catches the 2-point conversion, and it's a 21-18 game. Things are getting interesting here in Baltimore, Maryland. Morgan State is holding on, but things are getting good in the MEAC.
Let's go.
It off. That is Lamont Brown, third, running the football.
Another flag down.
Another flag comes down. A lot of flags tonight. Trying to open those holes on the right side. Jordan Griggs has the field goals tonight for Howard. 34, 24, and 45 yards. Howard has run 80 plays for 352 yards of offense. Morgan State, 242 yards of offense. How about 9 penalties for 104 yards tonight by the Morgan State Bears?
I mean, that's a whole football field of penalties, which is probably why you find yourself down in this game.
Andrews, hard time handling the snap. Has a completion on the far side. Fisk with the catch. Immediately gets hit. Again, 80 plays run by Howard. Time of possession, 38 minutes to just 17 minutes for Morgan State. So Howard has controlled the football and the clock in this game, and that's why now, after being down, after scoring 21 points in the first quarter, now it's flipped, and Howard has a 24-21 lead. 2nd and 20 from the 21. 3:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Give to LB3. Gets up to the 27-yard line.
I don't know what the left tackle was doing on that play, but it was a sprint draw. Left tackle didn't really lead him in the hole and block anyone. Surprised he was able to get that many yards, considering the fact that his lead blocker kind of took the play off.
So third down and 14 coming up for the Morgan State Bears. Andrews to throw it. Now has to run and gets out of bounds. No one was open downfield, and he was being chased and had to get out of bounds. 4th down coming up now for Morgan State with 2:50 to go in the fourth quarter. What do you do here, Emory?
It's a tough call because you think you have enough timeouts where you can get the ball back, but you hadn't stopped the run of Howard, so you have to go for it.
4th and 8 from the 33. Andrews is going to run and gets the first down. Makes one guy miss and just got enough for the first down by 2 yards, so a 1st and 10 for the Morgan State Bears.
That's a heck of a job right there by Andrews. That's graduate student leadership right there. No one's open downfield. Don't force the football. You trust your athleticism. You get outside the pocket and pick up the first yourself. Good job, and he gets out of bounds, most importantly.
So 1st and 10, Morgan State, and they're on 43. The give up the middle, Eric Harrell, the sophomore from Orlando, Florida, trying to bowl his way forward. So 2 straight carries for Harrell in the game, some fresh legs. 2nd and 4 now. Andrews will throw the football. Has a man at the 45 into Bison territory, and a big completion there by Harrison. Harrison's first catch, the senior from Baltimore, Maryland. Harrison with the grab and a 1st down for the Bears, moving into Howard territory, a 12-yard pickup. They got it to the 41-yard line, and that's where the Bears have it, 1st and 10. 1:48 to go, trailing 24-21. The handoff comes back the other way. Eric Harrell, this sophomore, a nice pickup on a 1st down carry. 5 yards, pick up 2nd and 5.
And you just, even though they take the time out here, you want to see that sense of urgency start to come about from the from the Morgan State Bears, because they've slowly walked this thing down the field. They have some opportunities to create big plays. They also have some opportunities, to get this thing in the end zone. You don't want to trust your field goal kicker. You had issues kicking the field goals tonight, but you want to see that urgency pick up to where you can conserve as much time as possible.
This portion of the game sponsored in part by Morgan State University, growing the future, leading the world since 1867. For more information, go to morgan.edu. Heard all the exciting things happening here at Morgan State at the half with Colin Rickabon's interview with the president. A lot of things happening on campus. First night game since 2010. But right now, the Bears have some work to do, trailing 24-21 to Howard with 1:35 to go and a 2nd and 3 coming up. The Bison 34-yard line. Both teams are winless this year. MEAC opener for Morgan State. The 2nd game of conference play for Howard. Howard's 0-3. Morgan State 0-2. So who will get their first win tonight?
And the winning numbers are 9, 8, 9, 5,
Howard also trying to stop a 2-game win streak in this series for Morgan State.
9, 8, 9, 5, 6, 9,
Rel, the
6.
fresh legs, gets the carry and the 1st down inside 30-yard line to the 28.
See, right now you want to get right back to the line of scrimmage, get set up, and get ready to run another play, conserve as much time as possible.
Andrews is going to throw it. The 5-yard line, and the ball up in the air and knocked down and incomplete. Threw it into some heavy coverage. Willie Gillis was the intended target, the tight end at 6'2", 275. He had a big catch. First touchdown of the game. That one was incomplete. Good defense by Bison. Penalty number 10 now on Morgan State.
And you would think with the amount of time they're taking to get set, get to the line of scrimmage, that penalty wouldn't have even happened. But you have to be mentally aware of what's going on, and you can't cost your team yards when you're down 3. Questionable kicking game, and you have to try to get this thing in the end zone.
So after their 10th penalty of the game, they move them back to the 33. 1st and 15. Andrews is going to run it. It's up to the 25, and there's he's stopped with 1:08 to go in this game in the 4th quarter. 24-21. Howard with the lead. There's Andrews' run on that last play.
Nothing open downfield. Don't waste time. Get as much yards as you can. Understand you have a timeout in which they've taken right here. Now you want to get 2 plays called in this situation because you want to help prep your team. Okay, if something happens on this 3rd down or 2nd down, let's get down set up quickly, have a second play called, and try to get some positive yards and try to keep this thing moving. Because again, 1 minute and 8 seconds left. You don't have enough time to look into the sideline, try to get a play in, try to make the play, and then try to get back to the line of scrimmage. You want to have at least 2 to 3 plays called in this situation.
Fred T. Ferrier, the coach at Morgan State, trying to get his first win as the interim head coach of the Bears. There's a look at Coach Ferrier. Here we go, 2nd and 6 from the 24. Andrews flushed from the pocket. He'll run it. Out of bounds at the 13-yard line.
That's a great job right there by Andrews. He got out of bounds, got the first down, then got out of bounds. You see right here, back to pass, drop, so to speak, to use a video game reference, dropped his icons to get back down the field and make the play. And now you still have that full minute. You still have every opportunity to run the football here if you want to.
1:01 to go in the 4th quarter. 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line from Morgan State in the red zone now. Down 24-21. Andrews the give to Harrell. Busts his way inside the 10-yard line and down to the 7. He's the one with the freshest legs entering the game.
Those fresh legs are really giving Howard problems right now. You see the clock running, 47 seconds and counting. They have a lot of time here to make things happen.
Harrell still in the backfield. They give it to him again. Spins, gets inside the 5-yard line, down to the 4 with 35 seconds to go, and the clock stops with 34 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Harrell gets inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. And timeout by Morgan State. Their 3rd and final timeout. So they stop the clock for the final time with 34 seconds to go. They have the football at the 4-yard line, trailing 24-21.
That was a heck of an individual effort by Eric Harrell, the running back, to make that guy miss initially, because that linebacker had it blown up in the backfield, spun out of that tackle, and was able to get closer to the end zone. It's 3rd and short, so you can get a first down, you can come back up and spike it to conserve time if you want to for Morgan State.
As you just saw on your screen, the quarterback, Chris Andrews, 7 of 18 tonight, 178, 3 touchdowns. All 3 of those touchdowns coming in the 1st quarter. That's the last time the Bears scored. They lit it up early on, but since then, Howard has dictated the way this game has been played with their time of possession and their run game. But yet, Morgan State with an opportunity to win it here with 34 seconds remaining, down 24-21.
Remember, Coach Ferrier is also the offensive coordinator as well, so pretty sure he has some plays dialed up for this situation.
They can still get a first down. They're on the 4-yard line. They need 1 yard for a first. It's a 3rd and 1. Harrell has the ball down to the goal line, and he's in. The fresh legs pay off for the Morgan State Bears. Harrell, a 4-yard touchdown run, and Morgan State's back on top.
That's a heck of a job right there by that offensive line, doing a great job in clearing a lane. Good block by the fullback that was able to spring Harrell into the end zone for the game-winning touchdown.
Eric Harrell, the sophomore from Orlando, Florida, gets in the end zone some 4 yards out. So the last time they scored was in the 1st quarter, where they had those 3 touchdowns, and they were all passing touchdowns. They score here with just 30 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. Go ahead 27-24. And a penalty for a celebration on the sidelines by the Bears, so that'll be a forced on the kickoff. And we had an injured player on the sideline, or on the field, I should say, for Howard. We'll wait for the extra point, and the penalty will be assessed on the kickoff on Morgan State, their 11th penalty of the night.
Well, that's a huge penalty because, again, we have 30 seconds left. And if you're Howard, you're saying, okay, we're going to get really good field position. We can actually kick a field goal if we want to, you know, so that's why this is ever so important to stop right here on this extra point attempt.
Alex Rea in for the extra point for the Bears. Rea's extra point is up and good. Morgan State coming back here in the fourth quarter, have a 28-24 lead with 30 seconds to go.
Morgan State 28.
Here's the look at the touchdown by Harrell. The fresh legs coming in and taking off a tackler to get into the end zone.
That was a great block by the fullback, getting that guy cut on the ground and allowing Harrell to get into the end zone to put them up by 4 with 30 seconds left in this contest.
That was a 13-play, 69-yard drive with took off 3:29 of the clock. Ended with that 4-yard touchdown run you just saw. And Morgan State, 27-24 lead.
And you saw the excitement from the guys on the sideline, from the crowd, the band. Everyone is just amped up right now because they saw a team put together the most important drive of this game. Calmly, patiently marched down the field, wasn't afraid of the moment, wasn't surprised by the situation, and was able to punch it in for a touchdown.
So Eric Harrell's first career touchdown may be the game-winning touchdown for Morgan State. Howard has Norfolk State next week. Morgan State will be at Savannah State next week in conference play. So the penalty enforced, so they'll kick it off from the 20-yard line, will Rhea. With 30 seconds to go. The Bears trying to pull this one off, up 28-24. See what kind of return Howard will have. Up to the 30-yard line, and a swarm of orange jerseys brings them down with 22 seconds left on the clock.
That was great coverage right there because he got enough air on that kick to where it caused Howard a little bit of hesitance in fielding that football, and they were able to get down, stay in their lanes, and make the tackle at the 30-yard line. Now you look at 70 yards instead of maybe 50 yards to try to get points up on the board.
So total offense is kind of equaled out. 352 for Howard, 326 for Morgan State tonight. Here we go with 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The Bison down 4, 28-24. Johnson, the sophomore quarterback, throws, and it's incomplete. He's trying to get the football out to Kyle Anthony, the 6'3 receiver who's had a couple of catches tonight.
The one constant in this ball game I've seen from Oregon State has been the play of their defensive line. You talk about a group that has been active and aggressive all night long, getting in the face of Johnson. He hasn't had a lot of time back there to complete passes. He's constantly rushing the quarterback and getting him off the spot.
Ramos, the big hit on the quarterback on that last play. 2nd and 10, 15 seconds remain. Pass is caught down at the 45-yard line, and that'll move the chains. But of course, the Bison need to hurry up, and they'll take a timeout. Again, the quarterback was hit.
That's a heck of a catch right there. I mean, he caught it out in front and took a nice dive on the ground. Lemier making a huge catch. And now we're in the territory. It's 11 seconds left. You can throw quick to the sideline and then throw deep down the field in a Hail Mary attempt. But that's a heck of a catch right there. I mean, he really got smashed to the ground. So good job stepping up big and help out your quarterback.
Guy Lamone, the wide receiver, the junior, the big catch is going up for that one and coming down with it. So they're now in Bears territory at the 46-yard line. But the only thing that's troubling them is the bottom of your corner of your screen there, that little thing that says 11.6. That's the time remaining in the fourth quarter. They're down by 4, so a field goal is not going to do it. They need 6.
And exactly, which is why you have to go to looking for a quick pass here, get out of bounds. Let's get a little bit closer to where you can make it a more manageable Hail Mary attempt.
First and 10 for Howard. Bears territory at the 46. Howard trails 28-24.
First and 10 for the Bison at the Morgan State 46-yard line.
Johnson to throw.
We've seen some great defensive back play here tonight. Guys making plays on the ball, guys coming up with interceptions, guys not dropping the interception. That's a heck of a play right there by Morgan State. Dedrick Jones did a great job coming around, once again, not touching the receiver, but batting the football away.
Jones knocked it away from Robert Mercer. He was the intended target. 2nd and 10. Johnson's pass, complete down on the sidelines.
That's a great job.
And to get out of bounds, that's the key. To get out of bounds with 1.3 seconds to go.
Now now you're in a situation where this Hail Mary attempt is actually completable. You know, guys can get down, get position, and make a play.
Howard's going to take a timeout with 1.3 seconds to go. So here in Baltimore, Maryland, on the Sports Fever Television Network, we have some drama. Don't forget Morgan State University, growing the future, leading the world since 1867. If you need more information, morgan.edu. If you want to follow Morgan State Athletics for information and more, talk about this game tonight. The Morgan State Bears, check them out on Facebook and Twitter. We'll be talking a lot about this game on Facebook and Twitter if Morgan State can hold on. And on the other side, if Howard can do it. Beautiful shot on campus of the clock tower. It sits just on the outskirts of Hughes Stadium here at the campus of Morgan State. First night game since 2010. The lights were on. Will the Bears walk away with their first win of the season, or will it be Howard? 1.3 seconds to go from the 28-yard line. Johnson to the end zone. Ball is batted down, and Morgan State has their conference opener win and their first win of the season. Morgan State comes back to win it 28-24 over their rival, their third win over their rival from D.C. So it's Morgan State with a 28-24 win. Emory, your final thoughts on this one?
You saw two well-coached football teams, two teams that played extremely hard for their coaches. So I think both programs, with their new coaches, except Harrell, he's been here for a while, but both coaches have these programs headed in the right direction. I like this game and like how they competed.
So Morgan State at home, victorious, and Coach Ferrier gets his first win as head coach of the Bears. And that'll do it on the campus of Morgan State and Hughes Stadium for the entire Sports Fever Television Network crew. Colin Riccabon on the sidelines. Emory Hunt pulling double duty today. I'm Phil Shader. Good night from Baltimore, Maryland. We'll see you next week back in the PSAC for Edinburgh and Clarion at 2 o'clock. Good night, everybody.